What is going on, guys, and welcome to another Destiny news updates. You guys will have to forgive me because my throat is I think I'm sick. I'm never not sick, but anyways, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to go over the big update, except okay, so basically, in a nutshell, in the weekly update, Bungie talked about the new update, the bigger update that's going to actually be happening in Destiny called 2.0 or something update. Basically, it's the next update that's going to be coming right before the Taken King. Now, everyone's either really mad or really happy that these changes are happening. I would say 80% of the people are happy that these changes are happening. 20 or 10% are fucking furious. And then the other 10% is just kind of wondering why the changes were happening. So I'm not going to be going over every single change and every single tidbit of the update, because I imagine there's other videos out there that they do exactly that, like a 20-minute video where they go over every single change. But basically, we're going to be talking about the 3 things that are the biggest news in terms of like what got changed, and then the 2 things that I kind of have a problem with. Now, it seems to be the running theme is that everyone's like, all right, that makes sense, that's good, but why is this a thing? Like, everyone has their weapon that they're kind of like, hey, no, leave it alone. So the biggest thing that people are kind of mad by is the fact that Gjallarhorn is getting nerfed. But the thing that that we in the community do not know yet is how badly they're gonna get nerfed. Like, the Gjallarhorn could still be just as much of a tank, but you maybe have to put one more missile into an enemy for them to melt. You know, that's not a big deal. Bazookas in general, or sorry, rocket launchers in general, have gotten nerfed in the manner that their AoE is increased, their blast radius, but horseshoes, grenades and horseshoes, I think it's called, which is when you shoot a grenade, impacts, and then grenades fall around it. That's been nerfed, so the blast radius of the grenades itself is not too bad. Also, I think the perk where you shoot the missile and then it detonates when it gets close to a target has also been nerfed, so that's also a thing. Now, the other big thing that's been nerfed significantly, which is final rounding snipers. If you guys do not know, there was a bullshit glitch, not a glitch, just an exploit in the game where if a sniper had final round, you would empty your magazine and the one bullet on a body shot would instantly kill someone. No skill involved, you aim at someone, point, shoot, they're dead, no headshot needed. It was the most aggravating thing ever, because that's the trade-off to snipers. Snipers are only really good in the instance in which you're able to do a crit hit on it. Get a crit kill, which is like a face shot or a gut shot, depending on the enemy. If you're in PvP, then it's a headshot. But yeah, essentially that was must-needed. So that was a must-needed thing in the PvE section of the game. The perk has been altered, I think, specifically in PvE, or PvP, sorry. The other nerf is the Thorn, which is what everyone wanted, and that in the last word. Some people really wanted the last word to be nerfed as well, but the Thorn, what they did was really cool. How they nerfed it is they basically made it so they killed the burn damage on it, because that's how Thorn worked. If you shot an enemy once in the head and once in the stomach, they would be dead. You wouldn't need to do anything. The burn would kill them. Unless they had the Red Death, which if they could get a kill in the time span that they were burning, then they would live. But yeah, that was the reason why everyone hated Thorn, is because of the fact that it didn't really require that much skill to use it. You get one headshot and a body shot and you've won, and then you walk away and you hide like a bitch. It's not a good trade-off. So what they did is they ended up making it so it would still work in PvE. In fact, probably better in PvE than PvP. Which is basically, they reduced the damage over time effect, but they gave it the ability to be stackable. So if you were able to shoot an enemy like 4 or 5 times, it stacks up to 5. If you were able to shoot an enemy 5 times, then that would probably burn the shit out of them, which usually most hand cannons can kill an enemy in 3 shots. So it's a healthy medium there. But also if you're fighting a boss and you just stack the DOT on him up to 5, that's amazing. And some people are wondering, is it going to stack with multiple thorns? Because if that was the case, and that would be amazing. There's a fucking beetle on my wall. I'm so sorry. Why? And oh, he fell. Son of a bitch. Where is it? Oh, it's moving. Pretty sure it ran for dear life. Bitch, where'd it go? It's even worse. It's gonna be like, I know your intentions, bitch. I'm gonna stab you in your face. And I'm like, oh, what? Well, I'm gonna. If he fucking crawls on me and when I'm sleeping, I'm gonna burn this. Sorry. I don't like bugs that much, especially beetles and spiders, because they have an unwilling desire to crawl on you And anything crawling on me when I don't know it is just, nope, nope, not okay with this. Get the fuck away from me. But anyways, back to the guns. All right, so to recap, the Gjallarhorn got nerfed, the Thorn got nerfed, Snipers got nerfed, which is pretty much what people wanted. Gjallarhorn not so much, but also the Black Hammer also got nerfed. That's a pretty notable thing. Black Hammer got nerfed significantly. What Black Hammer did, if you do not know, Black Hammer had a skill on it where if you shot and got 3 precision hits, it would not take any ammo from the magazine, and it was pretty much essentially the best PvE rifle in the game. Because you could just destroy bosses with it. Like again, and the bosses tend to have a pretty big crit, so it wasn't that hard to land 3 shots and just keep putting so much damage on them. And the impact on Black Hammer was insane. But how they nerfed it was destroying the perk, essentially. What the perk was is it would give you ammo when you got 3 critical hits, but they have now changed the perk completely to make it so it will just take ammo from your pockets, basically, and throw it in the magazine. So you have, I think, 18 rounds in your Black Hammer bullets, so all it would do is just keep taking from that reserve until you don't have any ammo left, which is kind of awful. There's no point really, like besides just having a consistent damage. Like the Icebreaker would destroy now. Icebreaker wins completely, but then again, it's an exotic. I'd rather than bump a Black Hammer up to an exotic just to kind of level it out. I'd much rather that than them do what they're doing. I don't even have it. I just understand why people are like, what the fuck, because then again, I get why it was pretty powerful, why it was overpowered in a sense. Then the last word also got nerfed. We're quickly talking about that. How it got nerfed is they wanted to make the last word more what it was supposed to be, more what it's kind of playing off its gimmick. Now what the last word was supposed to be was a Western gun where you're supposed to fire from the hip and just ruin face up close. Almost if you were in like a saloon battle or something, you know, like enclosed space where they're pretty close. People are not using it in this way. There was a perk on last word where it would increase your crit damage, but it wasn't really working because it only affected the crit damage when you were aiming from the hip, and it was working when you aim down sights, which makes you have a ton more accuracy when you're aiming down sights. So it wasn't being used correctly, and it had the littlest time to kill ratio on it, so where you could like drop a guardian in like 5 seconds, like just something stupid fast where you couldn't even react, which is a problem. Anything that takes you down that quickly should be a rocket launcher or a missile or something like that, or a heavy, you know, something that's balanced where you can't use it all the time. But with the last word, it was you couldn't. It was always there. So what they did with that is they basically made it so if they fixed the perk to where it's always gonna proc to when you were aiming from your hip, so no more aiming down sights, you'll get that advantage in crit damage. And just generally more things that they kind of nerfed around it was the fact that it was going to be a lot less range, and the last word already doesn't have really good range at all. And they also, I think, nerfed the ammo capacity in it. So that may be me just thinking of something though. I'm pretty sure they nerfed the thing. On a side note, Lords of Wolves got buffed. That's kind of cool. Now, overview of the weapons that I care about is the pistols, hand cannons got slightly changed. They're going to have a decrease in magazine size and also a decrease in damage drop-off. An increase in damage drop-off. So basically, you could still get sniped halfway across the map by a Thorn or any sort of hand cannon, which they didn't want. They wanted scout rifles to be that weapon, pretty much. So yeah, it's going to be like a significant drop-off now. So when you get past that threshold of range, it's going to drop your bullet damage significantly to the point where you probably can't kill them unless you're really fucking good about getting headshots and all your bullets need to count. So that's the thing. Also, now I said there was 2 things that I didn't really think were okay. Not think they were okay, I don't know why they were a thing. In PvP, they fixed shotguns. So if you don't know, there was a rampant problem with shotguns where everyone could get an insanely high range shotgun where it could just demolish everything. Not that fair, people were mad, makes sense. But they also messed up the shotguns. The way they nerfed it messed up shotguns for PvE as well. Now, basically how they fixed it in PvP is they kind of messed with the perks that made it have so much range. And how they affected it in PvE is they lowered its base damage. I think it says precision damage, but they went on to say that shotguns were like they were crazy strong, like just absurd strong. But to me, it's a price. Like for instance, snipers, they do the most damage in any instance. They do the most damage. Even with the Gjallarhorn, if you have an Icebreaker, you put 2 critical hits in, you're able to do like 4,000 damage, something stupid. So snipers do an absurd amount of damage. Same with shotguns. Each thing have its gimmick that makes it not overpowered in my mind. So for instance, a sniper rifle is that you have to hit a head. You have to hit a crit spot in order for you to achieve that damage. For shotguns, you have to get up in the enemy's face and right in the middle of combat in order to make use of that shotgun, because they literally destroyed range so badly to the point where you have to be literally 3 feet to 5 feet away from an enemy to even tap them. So that's the way they work, and that makes sense. There's a trade-off there to the point where if you want a weapon that is a kill switch, essentially, a shotgun's your man, but there is a trade-off. The fact that you're in the middle of combat and there are high chances of you dying, opposed to being an overpowered sniper that just has to sit on a hill and can pick off everyone in the area without getting a bullet somewhat near them because they're so far away. Like, to me, if you were to say what's stronger, snipers or shotguns, easily snipers. Easily snipers. They have a time versus effect thing on them, which is their tiny negative, to the point where they maybe have to stay back and line up shots, opposed to the opposite, where a shotgun gets an immediate result, but at the same time has a lot more danger around them. I think what they were referring to in the update was basically talking about how the Fourth Horseman would just atomize bosses immediately, but that's like a centered shotgun that does not, it's an exotic, and it's supposed to melt things. It's supposed to have a high fire rate. It's supposed to destroy whatever's in front of it with that said fire rate. Not a lot of shotguns have absurd fire rates. There are like 2 in the game which have like a high fire rate, and that's pretty much it. And we're gonna end off really quickly with just this final little tidbit of talking. I just want to tell you guys about one thing that was kind of disappointing not to see in the patch notes for the new updates coming with the weapons that involve balancing. I didn't hear anyone talk about the sidearms at all, and to me, I think they're the most broken thing in the game. Not to say that they're not like powerful in their own right, but just to say that the mechanics behind them don't work that well. Like, for instance, I haven't met one person that hasn't completely admitted that there's a shit ton of latency when you use a sidearm. Like, when you shoot someone, you'll end up wasting like 7 more bullets just to see if someone's dead. But then they end up immediately atomizing. Like, there's a delay there, which honestly just you wouldn't think that would bother you so much. It kind of does. Everyone who has ever used it, I feel like, doesn't use it that much, and everyone who does, it's like, why wouldn't you use a shotgun? Like, there's the damage also there that's not really in tangent with, like, sidearm or shotgun, sidearm or sniper. No one's gonna pick the fucking sidearm, and if you do, you're insane. And also Drake's Promise. Drake's Promise, the perks, the perk, its exotic perk, is really not responsive that well. Like, you have to be this far away from somebody. You can't really see. Let's go with this side. You have to be like this far in order for the bullet to be like, okay, I'll curve that much. Which, if you've ever seen a drag fire its gun, the bullets curve like fucking crazy. So it's like, what in the exotic bounties for prison of elders are not easy to do. They're easy if you have friends and if you're abusing the mechanics of the system, like killing a boss and killing yourself and then re-killing them over and over again. Then it's not that difficult. But the base thing that you're supposed to do, which is basically just keep doing the bosses, like doing the whole event over again, that's brutal. That's a lot. Like, I want to see in the Taken King more than anything is to see that for a quest, you get a fucking good reward if the quest is hefty. For instance, Thorn. I don't think they could nerf Thorn too much because Thorn was a beastly exotic quest that it was not easy. You know, the exotic quest for Thorn was a very difficult one. To find a good void weapon in Crucible and do well with it's a thing. It's a big thing. But yeah, essentially, guys, that's gonna end the video. I just want to quickly talk to you guys about that, about everything that kind of happened within Destiny and the balancing. I didn't go in depth with each and every little thing because I don't really. Again, I feel like there's plenty of other channels. Like Dado's probably gonna do something crazy with it, show you guys diagrams. Morning Afterkill is probably gonna go insane with it and give you tons of explanations, all that kind of stuff. Whereas me, I just want to tell you guys my opinions on certain things and kind of highlight the things that needed to be nerfed. And why Gjallarhorn needed to be nerfed in a lot of people's opinions is that it was way too powerful, but more so it was the staple for anything. If you wanted to get into raids, people said Gjallarhorn or no, and that's not okay. It's not a good thing. That's why I didn't do the raids, is because I didn't have that gun, so I couldn't do them because people were just not doing it. People wouldn't accept me into their groups because that was the thing. And that's why that's why that period of Destiny where I kind of dropped off for a month, that's why. It's because no one wanted to do the raid. My friend was being a fucker and did it with his friends, and he had his own group, which I guess is him not being a fucker, but you know what I mean. And yeah, essentially it was just like one of those things where it was like, oh, all right, well, never mind then. but now it's being fixed. But I gotta admit, I'm a bit annoyed that I'm not gonna be able to experience the thing that is the Galahorn, because I've been playing since launch and haven't got one yet. Not to be like, boo-hoo, I haven't got one yet, but to be like, damn, everyone has one but me right now, and I haven't even got to play with the potential that it has. But anyways, guys, that's going to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I am Frost, and hopefully you guys enjoy this. And if you did like the video, then thank you so much. Helps me see what you guys want to see from me. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, as always, and later, guys. Was I squinting that entire time? I think I was like, thanks, guys, so much for watching. Yeah, okay, bye. Now we're going to hear it. All right, no, this one, please just stop. Okay, this, don't want to hear. Thank you very much. No, thank you. Please, I do not want to experience that twice. You cannot kill the TV.